Hey guys, Larry McGooley here. I am in Los Angeles in Santa Monica, California actually, with the one, the only, Scott Rawcliffe. And Scott just presented a great Success with Social Media for Fitness Professionals workshop here to a great group of about 12 people. Scott, number one, it was a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you.
And number two is purpose of the workshop and where can maybe people find out a little bit more about if you're going to have more of these.
Okay, so first time I've run this one. I've done some other workshops in the past, but this was taking a look at not only Facebook but also Instagram and Twitter. And basically it was kind of the three major things because people typically work on one or two of these, but they never do a good job of all three. So it was how to increase your following, so build that following. Then it was going into how to actually engage with them, because then a lot of people were complaining, and rightfully so, that not a lot of people are seeing their Facebook posts or their Instagram, that sort of thing. And then from there, which is the thing where most people mess up, is how to convert those followers. And it's not so much, they don't really mess up as far as like what they put out there, it's just kind of the sequence behind it and the follow-up. So this is really about showing how to build your following, how to engage with them, kind of brand yourself, get them to like love what you do, and then how to actually get them to convert into being a client so that you can actually really help them, because there's only so much free content you can actually do with them. And just really, I mean, for me, a big thing is helping passionate fit pros that actually are in it for the right reason, actually, get results and get clients in so they're not struggling anymore, because there's too many trainers that just don't invest in themselves, don't invest in anything, just kind of do it to try to make money, and that just bugs me. It's bugged me for my entire career. So for me, my altruistic goal with kind of all the stuff I'm doing with social media is to basically help those passionate fit pros so we can put all those crappy ones out of business.
Well, and it does show, guys. I sat through the 5, almost 6 hours, and Scott has systemized a lot of his processes and approaches, so it's easily understandable even for an old guy like me. And but I will say this, as far as there's a lot of content in the workshop. There's templates, there's different scenarios, answers a lot of great questions. Scott, what do you think the one thing for fitness professionals, there's the building or the attracting new clients, there's that engagement side, and then there's conversion side. And he goes through all three. You did a great job in going through all three. Where do you think is the most lacking for fit pros right now?
Conversion,
100%.
Conversion. Yeah, the engagement is, I mean, getting more people to like your fans or like your page or follow you. It's not super hard. The engagement, it's not as hard as you think. It's just a few little things you got to switch. Why people aren't seeing your posts and that sort of thing. But it's the conversion and it's just the how you saw it. I wasn't talking about the semantics of do this little trick and target this certain person. It was more like how to put it all together so that it actually works.
No, absolutely. Guys, I will say we're gonna, Scott's been gracious enough, we're gonna have a little bit of footage here for the mastermind, just on some of his content. Scott, what's the best way for fellow masterminders out there to find out a little bit more about the workshops?
Okay, so workshop, I'll be holding another one thanks to Doug Bupst in Baltimore next month, like in
November?
3 or 4 weeks, November.
Okay.
And then I'll also be doing one as a pre-con, same type of workshop for the pre-con for the Rise Fitness Convention in Washington, D.C. So I have those two coming up, and then probably the next one will be the following year. I haven't quite kind of got those dates there, but people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't realize I have a membership site where I cover a lot of this stuff, and it's just kind of an ongoing thing where they get support and stuff like that. So it's a long site. You're probably all friends with me on Facebook, so just shoot me a message.
Guys, it's real stuff. It's relatable and relevant. Okay, to the new way. I don't even want to say it's the new way anymore. It's one of the real key ways, whether you have an online business or a brick and mortar, to really up your marketing and to go out there and really target your demographic, your avatar, and attract more customers. But Scott, thanks for your time and for being here.
Always good to be here.
Always great to see you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again.
Basically, going to work on 3 different things. And for people that kind of came in a little bit late, very This is very kind of just casual, even though I do have a button-up shirt, which you see about 4 times a year on me. Very casual. If you have questions, let me know. Put up your hand. I'll either answer it there. If I know I'm going to answer it, I'll say, oh, we're going to answer that soon. Or if it's going to take us off track, I'll say we'll kind of come back to that. But ask questions. Put up your hand if you're not sure. But we're basically going to go, how are you going to build your following? How can you get more people, get in front of more people, get more fans, more followers on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook? Then we're going to talk about how do you engage in them, because it's great if you have 10,000 people following you, but if 6 people see your post or your tweet, well, it's kind of hard. It's going to be hard to kind of ramp things up. And then we're going to talk about, well, how do you convert them? Because this is great. It's great to have 10,000 fans, but if you got 1 client from that every year, well, that's kind of a waste of time, building it and then engaging in it, because you're not really, as much as a motivational tip or a recipe or that sort of thing will help people, it's really not going to change their lives. It's not going to make a profound effect. So it's it's converting those into clients of some sort. And I know there's a mixture of people that have like an online business and an in-person business. So we'll try to make sure I cover all that. But like I said, very very interactive. So about an hour here, about an hour here, about 3.5, 4 hours here. So spending the bulk of our time here. But it's going to be with a little bit of a twist. So, and this is something I can't show in Australia because I have no idea what. Everyone remember this? Or am I just really old?
Yeah.
Does anyone not
I remember
those? The choose your own adventure. So it's kind of going to be a choose your own adventure, and we're going to kind of move around based on kind of what you guys want to know or where your questions go. So like I said, very interactive because, as I said at the start, like it's really about I want you guys to leave here and be able to, go put someone out of business that sucks at what they do. So, start off, first one, build your following. Now, how many people, who is active on, just raise a hand, who is active on Facebook? Twitter? Instagram? Okay, cool. So Facebook definitely, Instagram, you have no idea what social media is? Pretty much.
All right, that's why he's there.
Cool, so that just kind of gives me a rough idea. So basically, we're just going to go into this, and if you guys want to take pictures of any of the slides, again, it's very just low key. And also, kind of before we get in, bathrooms out here, right? There's 2 bathrooms. She was very specific. If it's locked, that means someone's in there. In case we didn't know that. And there's coffee out there too. So if you need to duck off to the bathroom, go ahead, and I'll try to schedule bathroom breaks. If I talk too long without a bathroom break, someone just you'll be rude enough, just put up your hand and say, I got you, let's go. So, first thing, Facebook. How do we grow Facebook? Well, we have a paid version, right? Has anyone ever done a paid like campaign? Yep. And what were the results like with you guys? Worthwhile or worthwhile? Worthwhile?
And because I do know I'm
Cool.
learning already
Okay.
from your other stuff.
Worst thing, so when I talk about paid like campaign, this is not that someone on Instagram that sends you, hey, get 10,000 followers for $20. It's not that. We never want to buy fake fans because who cares, right? It might make you look, and there are a number of people in our industry who I know have bought tens of thousands of fans. Some that even talk about social media marketing and they've bought a number of fans. But that's not going to do anything for your business. Because at the end of the day, I would rather have 20 people that follow me, but they all love what I do and they're probably going to work with me. Right? So it's more about that engagement. So we want good quality fans, but we can do that, and it's basically, you're going to promote your page. Simple as that. You go to that's your option there, and I'm going to show you kind of some targeting things that we can go through how to build that up. But that's one way you can do that, just by paying for it. But give them a reason. Go to say if you live in Santa Monica and like fitness, like my page. Like really? Yeah, no, it's not going to work. So you want to give them some kind of reason, some kind of benefit for why they should come and like your page. Because again, we want to attract the right people. So if you work with only women, say that on there, because it doesn't matter if I like your page or Sean likes your page or Larry likes your page. It doesn't matter because we're not your ideal client. Like maybe we have a partner that might be, but we want to be attracting women. So don't be afraid to be very specific with who you're trying to promote that to. So you have to understand. That's why I gave you guys some questions just on understanding who your avatar is so that you get a little bit more clear. It's something that you should go back to on a regular basis. I'll admit I don't go back to it enough times, but every time I do, I'm like, man, I should really schedule that in my time and do that every 3 months or something like that, and then I don't. But you guys should. What benefits will they get? What will they learn? How will it change their life? How is it going to be transformational? Like, are you going to give them ripped abs? Are you going to give them the energy to, to play with their kids? Are you going to allow them to, here's a very powerful one, because we work with a lot of baby boomers. That's a majority of who we work with. And for me, it was a client telling us, telling a story of one of their friends who couldn't play with their grandkids. Like she couldn't play with her grandkids. She didn't like go on walks and stuff, but she couldn't actually get down on the floor and play with her grandkids because she couldn't get up off the ground. And I'm like, wow, that always gets me in the heart, because I'm like, well, you can help someone like that. You can help someone get on the floor and play with their grandkids. I can't imagine how much that would hurt to not be able to do that. So kind of don't be afraid to talk about some of those things, because we really do change people's lives. We really can make a massive effect on their life. So make sure that they know why they should like your page and you're attracting the right kind of people. So here, and again, I said if you want to take pictures, you might want to take a picture of this one. This is just if you're talking about growing your Facebook page, or I can send it to you if you're old and you need glasses. So your ad copy. So kind of what comes up here. What's the big benefit? Like our page to get, more great healthy recipes that will help you. And again, we got to watch the language on Facebook, like what you can say. If you say that, like our page to get ripped abs in 7 days, that's probably going to get disapproved, right? Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. That is 100% going to get disapproved. I just want to make sure we're clear with that. But usually with Facebook, you're trying to get more likes to your page. Typically, they're a little bit looser with what they let you say on there, because they are very. If you run ads, a fair bit of ads, you know how vague Facebook rules are. But you can typically be a little bit. You can get away with a little bit more there. So we're just talking about what's the unique benefits that your product or service is going to give them. Again, we have some online, some offline people in here. The image. That's where a lot of people mess up. The copy, yeah, but more the image. A high contrast, like a relevant image. If you only work with women, why the hell is there a guy in your picture? Right? It's stupid. So we want to put a picture of what they want to look like, or what they want to do on there. We want them typically, ideally, probably, every now and then I see that this is kind of goes against it, but if we can get someone smiling and looking at you, it grabs their attention. But sometimes just something just to grab their attention, because we see people on their phone, right, doing this. So you got to be able to grab their attention, and that picture is a great way to do it. Realize you can only put 20% text in that image, but there's something called Grid Tool. You can look up Facebook Grid Tool. You can upload your picture, and it'll tell you if it's going to be approved or not. Because you don't want to just be putting ads through and getting them disapproved for stupid reasons like that, because it's almost like a little tick against your ad account. And then it basically just has your business name down here and the like button. That's what basically a Facebook like campaign ad is going to look like. But again, spend some time here thinking headlines. Like look at women's fitness, or men's fitness, or women's health, or those kind of magazines, and read like what's on the cover, or flip through. You don't have to buy it. You can just when you're in the grocery store, just flip through it and look at what are the headlines in there, because those people get paid a lot of money to create headlines, to create things that capture people's attention. And I'm going to wager a bet that they're probably better than all of us in here at doing that, even you, right? So just spend some time looking at that and just figure out what can we put on there. Another good thing that people don't think about is this is a great way to see what resonates with the people that I'm trying to attract. Because, if you don't get a lot of likes on that campaign, you're only out a few dollars, but you're seeing, okay, that probably doesn't really resonate with the audience that I'm trying to attract. So almost think of it as tests as well. It's a test to see what's speaking to them. And that's a big lesson with all your social media, is almost using it to see like what type of copy, what attracts my avatar. And then that way you can invest more money in that, or if you're doing flyers or anything even outside of that, but that helps you kind of tune in your message to those people. Another way to grow your Facebook page is share and promote great content. Lots of people, this is my personal technique or opinion, is that I'm not a big fan of posting 7 times a day. I think it's more relevant, high quality content, because there's so many pages posting 13 memes and 5 motivational pictures every day on their page because they're trying to get lots of interaction. That's the idea, but everyone does that. So be different. Give them, show them again why you're different. Right? Everyone in here is so passionate, and you know more than you'll ever need to know for the rest of your life to share with people. You'll never be able to share everything with them, but make it great content. Don't just make it some cheesy little thing, right? Share that great content, and you can promote it. every now and then maybe you're like, okay, I think this is a really good post. I think this information is that's really what my audience would like. Maybe you just promote that. You spend $5 or $10 and make it show up to just your fans. And see what interaction you get with it. Maybe you get a ton of comments, maybe you get a ton of likes. Again, it's all sort of testing stuff as well. But when they start to interact on that page by liking it, maybe they share it, they put a comment in there, it's going to start to show up to their friends when they make comments or they share. And then that's going to help you build your audience. If it's really great, valuable information, like let's say you share a recipe or a tip for making healthy school lunches if you work with moms, something like that. If it's great content, they're going to share it with their friends. You're going to build more of a following that way as well, and it's not even going to cost you a dime. Insert CTA, call to action. Again, if there's some things on here you don't understand, let me know, because sometimes you forget what other people don't know. And I live, in a world of myself, because I find that, there's no one as cool as me, so I just hang out by myself all the time. Anyone else like that? So I saw you nodding big time. Call to action. So tell them what to do, right? And that's going to help make your content become viral. If you think it's question.
I want to go back to stuff you were just talking about and
Okay.
just get your view on this. So you're saying way better to post less and boost posts or see what's that. But in the early stages when you're trying to figure out what people like, and the fact that whatever algorithms Facebook changes and people don't see it stuff, the argument on the other side is post more frequently because some people are never even seeing the other ones. And until you figure out what your audience is really looking for, that frequency helps out. What's your take on that?
Yes and no, but I'll share that when we talk about the engagement side of things, and I'll be kind of touching through that. So there is a yes and a no, but it depends on the person.
Just real quick,
No.
with the promoting of the post,
Yeah.
is that where you boost, or do you go into like the ad campaign?
I used to always say don't boost your post,
Okay.
but now you can target a lot better in there. So if you're just boosting it to your fans, use the boost post. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not getting super targeted, that's fine. But make sure you don't just hit boost post to everybody. Boost it to like your fans, or boost it to some certain interests,
Okay,
that sort of thing. But I used to say like boost is dumb. It's Facebook being like, okay, you guys are idiots and you'll probably give me money. Yeah, they're like sweet, so yeah, boost it. And then it's like a casino. Right? It's like the like junkie. Oh yeah, 17 likes. Oh, 34 now. Oh yes. Right? And it gets kind of, it does get addictive, because I'm sure you've had a post where you get like 200 likes and you're like, oh yes, I better check again. I want to see if I got more.
Yeah.
Everyone's done that at least once. You guys are all like acting cool like that.
No, never.
But yeah, so we'll kind of get back to that. But yeah, you can boost posts, but make sure you target it down.
okay.
Don't target it to like everyone who lives in California.
It gives you that option, right? To
Yeah,
target
yeah.
your-
So don't just hit boost and then yes.
Okay, cool.
It'll kind of pop up. Does that make sense? Is that really
Yeah.
confusing to anyone? Right, cool. But with this, great content, sharing it, making it go viral, it doesn't have to actually be, you don't have to overthink it. Anyone here overthink things too much sometimes, or make things way too complicated? Yeah, I think I got like if I don't, I'm close to getting my PhD on that, right? Simple can work, right? Take a look at this. This was in under 24 hours, 508 shares. And that's pretty that's like, Vito, would you say that's probably a 10 out of 10 on like amazing copy? Or maybe just pretty darn basic?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we take photos of your slides or not?
If you're in here when I said whether you could or not, you would know. No. Yes, you can, yeah.
Yeah, you're my dad.
Now you know what it's like all the time working with you.
Right? So you know who I learned all this from, right?
Yes.
It's called Presentation Secrets by Vito Lofato.
Oh my gosh.
But that's really, really, really basic. But what do we know from this? What kind of feedback are you going to get from this? You know what? People like clean recipes made easy. They want it. Because you're going to give away 1 of 5 if you share it, and there's 500 people that really want that. So it can just be something, it doesn't have to be 120 unique and tasty recipes. Maybe it's like your go ahead.
Sorry, how do you set that up? I mean, how do people know if they share it? Is there some place where that gets collected?
What do you mean?
The information about who shared it?
You're not going to see who shared it, but it's going to show you down here how many people have shared it.
Okay.
And basically what we're trying to do is get that page in front of more people. So 500 people shared it, and let's say on average they have 700, let's say 600 fans. So they could potentially, 600 friends. Potentially maybe 100 of their friends are seeing that.
Okay, sorry, maybe I
Yeah, no.
maybe I spoke too soon. If you were going to share it, you think, oh, I'm going to be in the drawing. how do we who are planning to do this giveaway
Oh,
know?
sorry, you can click on the, sorry, you can click on, sorry, I thought you meant, can you get their details? Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, you can click on shares and just find out who shared.
Got it, thank you,
Yeah.
sorry, that was.
And you literally
Yeah.
just pick it at random. Doesn't
I didn't say that,
Everybody's
really.
a winner. Everyone, you get a car.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's kind of like taking it one step further, being strategic. Maybe like, I don't know if this is, I can't remember if this is like a paid book, I don't think it is. I think it was just they have that made up to just give away. So maybe you're just like, hey, thank you so much to everybody, here's a link, you can go download it. So you could possibly get 500 people added to your email list. Now, this is gonna show up to all those, that showed up to all those people, it's not paid because that's way more than 20% text. That's all free.
Right.
So it's a pretty simple sort of thing to get in front of a lot of people, like 440 people liked it as well. That's a pretty simple. What do you have that you give away that would be of high value? You think you should do that more often maybe on your page or stuff like that? Heck yeah. But keep it simple, because sometimes we like to make it way more advanced than what it needs to be. Has everyone had a chance to kind of take their picture of this if they wanted it? No? If you want, I can do it here. She takes. So that's Facebook. That's how you're going to grow your Facebook page. Again, I want to keep it very simple and very applicable. Any questions on growing Facebook? Growing like the amount of fans and followers?